This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealer.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of your Southwest Outdoors Report. We are on the road in Oklahoma at the crystal clear waters of beautiful Lake Murray, located just east of I-35, just outside Ardmore, Oklahoma. We've come here specifically today to target smallmouth bass. They're one of the hardest fighting, yet potentially one of the most elusive fish in our four-state region. On today's show, we'll talk about tips and techniques on finding and catching smallmouths in your area, and we'll show you some of the best smallmouth hotspots in our four-state region. In between, we're taking you around the region for your latest weekly fishing report from our team of reporters. Brian Hughes is in Texas, Bill Olson down on the Gulf Coast, Cajun Phil and Kevin in Louisiana, and they'll have the very latest on the oil spill and how it's affecting the fishing along the Louisiana coastline. Gary Dallahan is in Oklahoma. I'll have your Lawrence Hot Lake of the Week. We'll have the big catch of the week, Barry's Reel Fishing, and much more on today's episode. So right now I've got 4 or 5 rods rigged out with different smallmouth baits. We'll show you some of those. We'll go out there and see what works. Right now, here's Heather with your Chevy Weekend Planner.
All right, guys, I've got good news if you're headed to the lake this weekend. The Saloon tables indicate the best fishing of the month will take place on Saturday. Peak times will occur right around noon and again late in the evening starting after midnight. The sun will rise at 6:19 a.m. and set at 8:36 in the evening. Saturday night will mark the beginning of a new moon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Now let's get back out to Barry.
Well, thanks very much, Heather. Let me show you a couple of the bass species that swim in Lake Murray. Of course, on your right is a typical largemouth bass, albeit a very skinny one. And then here on your left, that's a smallmouth. Again, a fairly small one. They get a little bit bigger than that in this lake, but no giants to speak of here. They are very plentiful, and we'll be showing you how to find and catch smallmouth bass on today's show. Now, we're going to release both of these fish. There goes the smallie. There goes the largemouth. And next, we take a quick break, a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we show you how to catch smallies, and we get into our weekly fishing reports from around the region.
This is the Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealer.
Fish, fish, fish. Got him. Oh, that one's down there deep. What have we got? Oh, this could be a smallie right here. Welcome back, everybody. Your Southwest Outdoors Report. Oh, good smallmouth. Look at that. Wow. We are on Lake Murray today, up in Oklahoma. Beautiful, clear green water and smallmouth bass. Look at this beautiful specimen right here. We got him hooked real good with a swim bait, or a grub, actually. There we go. All right. Nice, beautifully colored specimen right there. Very healthy, and that's about the average size that you catch right here at Lake Murray. So we're going to let him swim back out here in really deep water. Well, let me tell you, folks, this is really incredible. I've done a lot of things in my career. Fished all over the world. Fish for bass in every condition you can possibly imagine, but I can honestly say I've never done this. I am sitting right now in 93 feet of water. That's right, that fish bit me on a spinning rig in 93 feet of water. Now, he wasn't on the bottom in 93 feet. He was about 20 feet below the surface. I'm seeing these fish on my graph, on my sonar unit, my HDS5 up here in the front, and I'm positioning the boat kind of out over the top of them, making little pitches out there, and I'm letting this little swim-tail grub swim its way down through that clear water, and maybe we've got something working. All right, here's Gary Dallahan with your Sooner Beat.
This hot early June already has a lot of our Oklahoma lakes in our summer fishing pattern, and that's not a bad thing, especially for the families that like to recreate on the water. Lots of white bass fishing getting really good right now in 4 of our biggest lakes: Grand Lake, Hudson, Fort Gibson, Lake Eufaula. The fish are in the main lake areas and in the upper 1/3 of the big part of the creeks. Look for the shad and you find the white bass. In fact, right now, a lot of the white bass are schooling on top. If they're not schooling on top and you got the shad, look for them on the bottom with a jigging spoon. drop it straight down, yo-yo it a few times, hitting the bottom, 14 to 16 foot of water, you're going to catch a lot of white bass. That's what I found the Johnny Dreyer family, 3 generations of them doing recently here on Fort Gibson Lake. Lined up around the pontoon boat, dropping on the bottom, caught lots of fish, had a great time. Nice thing about this time of year, when it gets hot, in the water you go, you can cool off. In the evening hours, fish come back up, get back after them again. Jigging spoons, if they're on the bottom, and also if they're schooling on top, you can throw about anything. Throw that jigging spoon or a rattle trap, throw a crappie jig, and just bring it back through it pretty quick. Nice thing about our lakes right now, they're all in pretty good shape, at or about normal level, with the exception of Fort Gibson Lake, which they still have down about 2 feet working on the damming. That's going to last for a while, so be especially careful on it. I understand that Memorial Day weekend, there were lots of props torn up on this lake, so be extremely careful. One thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go. See you on the water.
This week on Barry's Real Fishing, we take a look at one of the best ways to catch suspending fish. Here's Barry with a demonstration of the top-down technique used to catch stripers.
Striped bass, hybrid stripers, and white bass are really bad about suspending. That's positioning themselves somewhere between the bottom and the top, and they can be very difficult to catch. Let me show you what that looks like. You're looking at the Lowrance HDS-10 widescreen, high-resolution sonar and GPS, and on the left-hand side, you can see a bunch of stripers 35 feet down in about 50 to 52 feet of water. There are 2 methods I know of to position your bait right in front of those fish: the top-down method and the bottom-up method. On this segment, we talk about top-down. There's one right there. The first factor we need to know is how deep are those fish. We saw on the graph they're about 35 feet deep. The second factor we need to know: how long is a pull on your arm length? To do that, you need a tape measure. Put it just in front of your belly button where your reel would be. Pull one length out and measure about how far that is. One pull on my arm length is about 2 feet. Put your bait right at water level, your rod tip about where you'd like to fish it, grab your line, and pull out one time. That's 1, 2, 3, and so forth until you reach the desired level. Just bite. Got it. See what we got. Stripers, hybrids, and white bass. It's deadly because it dangles the bait right at the level that the fish are holding, and they can't stand it. They gotta eat it. Keep that. It doesn't matter whether you're fishing a jigging spoon, a slab, a soft plastic jerkbait, a jig, or a tube. Whatever lure you'd like to fish, you can put it right in front of a fish's nose with the top-down method as we showed you. Give it a try. You'll love the results.
Stay with us. Brian Hughes has the latest Texas freshwater fishing report, and Bill Olson joins us from the Texas Gulf Coast. The CCA State of Texas Anglers Rodeo is up and running for 2010, and you can find all the information needed to get involved at their website. Here's a look at the current leaders in the scholarship division.
The Southwest Outdoors Report, powered by your Texas Chevy dealers, is brought to you by Abu Garcia for life, by Navionics, we start where the road ends, by Whataburger, just like you like it, and by Mercury Outboards, #1 on the water.